Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into my overview on the M82 Bullpup Rifle. Let me start by saying that this isn't a video review of the rifle as much as it is an overview of the history, mechanics, and operation of the M82, which is one of the more interesting bullpup AK variants out there. So let's start with a little history. The Finns adopted an AK-style rifle in 1965. Designated the M62, this rifle would go on to be the basis for rifles such as the Galil, Vector R4, and finally the very cool Vector CR21. The M62 and other AK-type rifles would go on to serve the Finns well. However, in 1982, the Finnish company Valmet would produce a new variant of the latest M62-76 for airborne and armoured units. The rationale behind this was that these units needed a smaller, more compact rifle in order to facilitate operations in cramped areas and when jumping out of airplanes. Instead of simply choosing to provide these troops with shorter barrel alternatives, the Finnish Army and Valmet instead chose to trial a bullpup pattern rifle. These stocks were initially made out of wood, but were later switched to high-impact plastic with a cheek rest permanently attached to the left side of the receiver cover. The rifle was only trialled for a couple of years. This largely seems due to the fact that the rifle is exceptionally rear-heavy, making balance an issue. There are also some reports of the rear sight striking parachutists in the chin on landing and causing injuries and lacerations. For anyone familiar with the operation of a standard AK-type rifle, the M82 shouldn't hold many surprises. The cocking handle is operated in the same way, albeit at a much more rearward position. The safety lever is operated by means of a knob that protrudes from a cutout on the right-hand side of the stock. This is used to manipulate the AK-style safety in a traditional manner. One very odd feature of this rifle is the fact that the sights are offset to the left. While this is a solution that has been used in rifles from the past, it comes with its own set of problems, such as changes to zero based on the distance from the target, as well as making the rifle all but impossible for lefties to use. It should also be noted here that on the 7.62 versions, 30-round AK mags do not work, as they do not have enough space to clear the pistol grip on the stock. However, 20-round magazines work just fine, although reloads can be a little finicky without some practice. The magazines rock into the magwell nose first and are held in place by a standard but shrouded AK-style mag release lever. Disassembly is like that of any standard AK. First ensure the weapon is clear by removing the magazine and push the safety lever down. Pull the cocking handle back and visually check the chamber. Then push in on the dust cover detent and remove the dust cover. Next, remove the recoil spring, and then pull the bolt and carrier to the rear before lifting it up to remove. The gas tube can now easily be removed from the rest of the rifle. The bolt and carrier can further be disassembled in a traditional AK manner. However, as this is a common practice, I've chosen not to show it in this video. As you can see, the rest of the internals are also all a traditional AK style. Shooting the Valmet is a pleasant experience, with the weight mitigating some of the recoil, while the trigger of this particular Valmet is a very surprisingly consistent 5 pounds. The trigger does have a little bit of creep, but is better than a lot of other military-grade bullpup triggers out there. In conclusion, while the M82 is ultimately a failed experiment, it does continue to carry some 80s panache, and is definitely a worthwhile part of any collection. I'll leave this video with some comparison shots of the M82 next to some contemporaries, as well as a more modern and more successful bullpup. Thanks so much for watching, and please join me in the year 2050 when I will be reviewing the Desert Tech MDR.